Kicking off another day of quality shopping entertainment live from our studio here in the great state of Pennsylvania. My name is Craig Smith. Welcome to MARKET.live. We've got a jam-packed day here today. If you're tuning in now at the strike of noon on the East Coast, 9 a.m. on the West Coast, this is how we're starting our day. MARKET.live, live shopping, tons of fun. Coming up later today at about 1:30, the debut of my friend Jen Pierce. She is kicking off a show called BAM. You said it. You love it. BAM! Badass Mom. She's had a group here in this area for a long time now, and she's going to bring some fun products, including this guy right here. We're calling this the Corkle? The Corsicle? Corsicle. Look at the size of this thing. By the way, if you've got one of those like mugs in your life, these big guys like this, or your kids are asking for them, or you want one of them, how about getting one that's lead-free? Wouldn't that be nice, right? Corsicle's got that. We have it in the hot pink. I think we have it in some other colors as well, but this is going to make its debut on MARKET.live, and Jen Pierce is going to make her debut on MARKET.live with this 40-ounce gigantic travel mug that we have here. Keeps the cold stuff cold, the hot stuff hot for hours and hours and hours. It even has the chiseled little bottom here so it fits in the car carrier. Nice and easy. So you're going to have the built-in straw as well. Really cool top on the Corsicle too. So that's coming up at 1:30 on MARKET.live with the brand new show BAM from Jen Pierce. And of course, it's Wednesday coming up at 3. All things Allie. I still have not cornered Allie and heard all of her stories about her amazing honeymoon trip to Africa. I saw a bunch of the pictures. I know she was telling some stories when she had her debut show coming back from the honeymoon. I'm sure she's going to have some more great stories and some great products there as well. So, hey, you're watching us on MARKET.live. Thanks for tuning in. You're checking me out on my Instagram page as well. Sue chiming in first of the show saying she loves the show. Thank you so much, Sue. I love the show too. You know what's really cool about this is the great thing about MARKET.live is we're able to really tell the stories of some amazing brands that are out there. And this entire show today, Smitty's List, kicking off at noon, is all about a company based out of New York City. It's the Brooklyn Candle Studio. Really great brand story on this one too. Don't you love somebody that like falls in love with a craft or falls in love with a little category and says like, all right, I've been doing this for a chunk of my life, but it's not what I'm passionate about, and then they make like a hard left turn and chase their dreams? That's this brand right here, Brooklyn Candle Company. Woman's name is Tamara Main, and she spent her career in finance and tech. Originally from Virginia, went to UVA. Finally, in 2009, she's like, this isn't what I love. Yeah, she's great at finance and tech, but it's not her passion. She enrolls herself in the Fashion Institute of Technology. She studies graphic design, and then in 2012, just for fun, just because she wanted to get the creative juices flowing, she starts hand-making candles. She starts creating and pouring the wax in her kitchen. Now it's a brand. Now it's got amazing colors, amazing scents, amazing styles. That's what the Brooklyn Candle Studio is all about. We've got some of their products here on MARKET.live. The really neat thing about the Brooklyn Candle Studio is there's no petroleum in any of their candles. It's inspired by nature, inspired by travel, 100% soy wax. All the wicks are lead-free wicks as well. So if you want to get more of that natural kind of candle feel, we've got it for you right here with the Brooklyn Candle Studio making their debut. Or it's not their debut. They've been on MARKET.live before, haven't they, guys? Weren't they in another show? The Brooklyn Candle Studio. I think they were in another show, but hey, their debut on this show. And let's be honest, this is the show, you know, Smitty's List debut. How about we call it that? Before we do get started, I do want to give a big shout out. We have candles and we have a diffuser throughout the course of this show we're doing today for Smitty's List. God bless Rizzo for darting out the door and getting some matches. So you can always smell the candles, but hey, we want to burn the candles a little bit too. And yes, Rizzo, at about 25 minutes ago says, hey, maybe we should light the candles. And I'm like, I don't know if we're allowed to light the candles in the studio. And he's like, I'm going to go find some matches. So he darted out, got me a little book of matches here. And so we're going to be able to burn these candles. By the way, just taking off the lid on our first candle here. This first scent that we have from Brooklyn Candle Studio is Fern and Moss. And it's actually 3 different layers of candles. That's one of the cool things that Brooklyn does, different layers. So you're not just going to get 1 scent for the entire burn period. This one here starts off with a sage and lavender at the top. Midsection is going to be spruce and pine. And the bottom, the base, is oak moss. It's a 7.5 ounce candle. Give you about a burn time of up to 50 hours. And this fern and moss, it smells like you're out there in the middle of the woods. So let me place this down on the table here, and we're going to fire it up and get some of that scent going. And 7.5 ounces of candle. And I love the fact that one of the things that Brooklyn Candle Studio does is they are lead-free wicks. So there's a lot of different candles out there. What are you burning? What are you smelling in your house? Is it always the good and the healthy stuff? With Brooklyn Candle Studio, it is 100% soy wax, lead-free wicks, petroleum-free, phthalate-free as well, and that beautiful scent coming off of that candle right there, the fern and moss. Really gives you like an outdoor kind of scent, so it's a really pretty scent. Now, we have a variety of these on MARKET.live. We're showing you right here. This is the 7.5 ounce size, and this is the single wick. Now, I believe we have a double wick candle and even a triple wick candle in some bigger sizes on MARKET.live. So the prices are going to fluctuate based on the size that you want. But one of the cool things we get to do with Smitty's List, we get to give you some really cool small startup brands that are doing it on their own. And that's the story here with Brooklyn Candle Studio. So here's the 7.5 ounce of the fern and moss, the first candle that we have here on MARKET.live. If you are giving it as a gift, got the nice cool little white box that comes with it there. Brooklyn Candle Studio, all about Brooklyn, New York, and some great scents that we're going to have there. And that's our first one here on Smitty's List, MARKET.live. We're going to move over to the second candle we got. This is a bigger boy here. This is 13 ounces, and this is the Brooklyn scent. So no, it's not going to smell like the Brooklyn Nets. It's going to give you pleasant smells because the Brooklyn Nets really aren't a good basketball team. Hoop fans appreciate that bad joke. Did they beat the Sixers the other night? Rizzo's a little upset that the Brooklyn Nets beat the Sixers. But there you see right here, nice glass jar that we have here. You get the Brooklyn printed across the front, and then it tells you all the scents that it has on there. So this Brooklyn scent here, the top layer, is going to be orange blossom and neroli, which is a sweet floral scent. The middle section is going to be leather and cassis, which is a black currant. And the base is going to be patchouli and wild sage. So you want to get some of that patchouli in there. You're going to love it. If you're all excited about patchouli, you love the Grateful Dead, you're feeling that vibe, you're heading off to Vegas to go see them play at the Sphere or their show at the Sphere. I'm not sure exactly what that show is going to be. Is that going to have live musicians? You guys hear about that, Rizzo, George?
No, U2's there now.
U2 is at the Sphere, but they're doing a Dead thing at the Sphere coming up. But I don't know. I'd want to go see that. That's pretty cool. But so this one right here, little patchouli and wild sage at the end. And all of these candles hand poured in Brooklyn, New York by real artisans and craftsmen and all that kind of cool stuff. So this is the Brooklyn scent. Try to get a good smell of that without burning my nose. But that's got a beautiful scent to it as well. So that orange blossom and neroli on the top. So it's going to have a citrus scent to kind of start you off. And this is going to be the larger size. So you're going to see a whole bunch of hours of burn time on these here with the dual wicks, hand poured, all with all natural soy wax and blended for an eco-friendly clean burn. And the nice thing about this too, no lead in the wicks of the Brooklyn Candle Studio. So it's going to be an all natural. This larger size gives a burn time of up to 70 hours. And you know what's really neat about having our own space and being able to have these wonderful scents? Don't you want to have your house kind of be a place of relaxation? Don't you just want to kick back and have some fun? Candles are a great way to add a little vibe to the room. We talk about the different scents. You want to have a nice clean space. You want to have some nice music playing in the background. You want to have that nice scent. And we've got some great scents coming through here. Marcy, does it smell like Brooklyn? Well, I guess it depends on what part of Brooklyn that you're in there, Marcy. It smells delightful is what it smells like. Ella, February is a perfect month for candles. Yes, it is. My anniversary is coming up next week. We got Valentine's Day coming up next week. We've got Mardi Gras coming up next week. We've got Ash Wednesday. We've got the Super Bowl. Yeah, February is a jam-packed month for a whole bunch of celebrations. And also, depending on where you are in the country, it's oftentimes kind of a miserable weather month as well. It's kind of like that, all right, we've been in winter for a little bit of a time now, and we're getting sick and tired of the winter. We're getting sick and tired of going outside this morning with your dogs, and it's 27 degrees, and you're kind of freezing, going, please, Bailey, will you please poop so I can come back inside? That was my morning this morning. Bailey, you're supposed to go outside and do it right away. The other dog, Smitty, does it right away. Bailey doesn't always do it right away. These are my problems. But hey, listen, we're in the middle of February. We're hunkered down in our homes. Perfect time to get some great candles or to give candles as a gift and bring some great scents into your house. Marcy loves the design and the simplicity of the candles as well. Yeah, you know what, Marcy? That's a great point. I'm glad you're chiming in with that because these Brooklyn Candle Studio candles that we have, they're all hand poured and they all kind of have that whitish cream color. So it's not really it's not really an obnoxious brightness or different colors. You don't see a lot of things floating around in the candle. They're nice and simple. Nice, simple look and design, and it's all about that cool aesthetic, that clean aesthetic that you want to have in your house. Create that relaxation, create that mood, whether it's a dinner party or you're just sitting on your couch on a cold Thursday night saying, I just want to sit here and read, and I want to have a nice, pretty scent in the air. These are candles that can do it for you. So the first two that we touched on, we had the Fern and Moss, which is still burning right here. By the way, this studio is going to smell spectacular in about 20 minutes as we light all these candles we have here. So the Fern and Moss is the 7.5 ounce size. And let me go through the layers for you again. Sage and lavender, spruce and pine is the middle section, and oat moss is the base layer that we have here. 7.5 ounces, burn time of up to 50 hours. And this is that smaller size. As I mentioned, we have a variety of sizes available on MARKET.live. So check out the prices on MARKET.live. Pick the scent that works for you. Pick the size that works for you as well. I like the fact that this little compact size here in 7.5 ounces burns up to 50 hours. So that's a lot of burn time that you're going to get there. And I like this one. This is more of that outdoorsy kind of smell for me. This is what I would go with, that sage and lavender, and then that spruce and pine as well. The Brooklyn scent, we were getting some questions there asking about the actual scent of the Brooklyn one. Well, that has a 3-layer as well. The orange blossom and neroli kind of has that citrus smell to start you off. So when you first burn this candle, you're going to get that citrus, and then it transitions to a leather and cassis, so that leather and black currant, and then the base layer is really unique as well. That's going to be patchouli and wild sage. This is a larger size candle. This is the 13 ounce, and that gives you up to 70 ounces, or 70 hours rather, of burn time. So we've cranked through the first two candles. Emma chiming in saying she loves candles. So relaxing. You know what? Candles are something that oftentimes you love them when you have them, and then you get away from them for some reason. You're like, wait a second, why did I get away with those? Why did I not stock up again on candles? Because you love that relaxation. Maybe it's just drawing a bath and sitting there with your eyes closed and relaxing for half hour or 45 minutes or so. Or maybe it's just cuddling up on the couch with your cat or your dog. Again, we add in that extra layer of our senses, the scent that we have, and also the ambiance of watching those candles burn. We've got some great ones here from the Brooklyn Candle Studio. All right, candle number 3, Sunday morning. Pear rather, by the way, of all the words I got to pronounce, I pronounce pear wrong. Pear and bergamot is your top layer. Middle layer, jasmine and gardenia. And then that bottom layer, a little amber woods. And this we showcase in the 7.5 ounce size. But again, we have a variety of different sizes with the different scents. This one's called Sunday Morning. As we light that one up, yeah, that smells nice. I can definitely smell the pear coming out in that one there. Rizzo, they're going to have some questions for us when everyone walks in the studio. I'm like, why does this place smell so spectacular? What's the romantic mood you guys are setting up here in the studio? Hey, it's looking great. It's smelling great. It's a great little ambiance there. Pick up a couple. Spread these around your favorite room of the house and be able to have those beautiful scents. And as I lit up that third one, I'm also going to light the fourth, which is our Santorini. This one is Mediterranean fig, red currant, and the base layer on this one is really cool. So you're starting off with fig, transitioning to currant, and then your last base layer is going to be amber and sandalwood rather. So, Give that one a nice little scent there, that Mediterranean fig on the top. I like the fact that you're constantly going to get evolving scents with Brooklyn Candle Studio. So you're going to start off with a particular scent, and then as time goes by and you continue to burn these candles, that scent sort of transitions as you get the mix of the different layers. So each one of these candles has 3 different layers of different scents. They all complement each other tremendously well, but you start off with one, and then as the burn continues, you transition into a second and even into a third scent. And we've got all 4 of them going here. By the way, I like the setup of the 4. So if you're thinking of buying more than one, check them out. Check them out, get some cool candles. You get the different sizes, the different varieties. Liz, chiming in, asking me which one is my favorite so far. That's like asking me which kid do I like the most, Liz. I'm not going to answer that. Yes, I will. I'm not going to answer the kid part because they're both spectacular. But with the candles, I really like this first one we started here, the Fern and Moss with that sage and lavender. That's the first scent that I'm getting here. I haven't smelled the spruce and pine layer yet or the oak moss, but I really like those kind of outdoor woodsy scents, and that's what we're going to get right here. But what's really cool about Brooklyn Candle Studio is they work in a lot of natural botanicals. It's all about nature. It's about the inspiration of travel. And what's really neat about these candles, again, you're burning things inside of your home, so you want to know, what exactly am I burning? What is actually wafting through the air as I sit back and relax with my favorite candle? What Brooklyn Candle Studio does really well is they use 100% soy wax. So it's totally petroleum-free, phthalate-free as well. The wicks are cotton. They are lead-free wicks. So you get yourself a little bit more peace of mind when you think about what you're going to be burning inside of your home. It's much more of a natural burn. And I touched on it at the beginning of our presentation here. This brand, phenomenal brand story. And one of the reasons I love being able to have Smitty's List here every week on MARKET.live is we get to really deep dive into some of these cool brands and what created this? Where did these things come from? Is this just a random factory somewhere that they're just, hey, let's do candles this week and we're going to do hangers and pots and pans the next? No, we get to really curate some really cool brands with some phenomenal stories. And the origins of Brooklyn Candle Studio, created by a woman named Tamara Main. She spent her career in finance, she spent her career in tech, and she really was missing that creative outlet. She wanted something to really inspire her, something that was much more than just, yeah, I'm going to run through some spreadsheets and make some money. In 2009, she enrolled in the Fashion Institute of Technology, and she started studying graphic design, so starting to get some of that creativity itch scratched. And then in 2012, she started making candles in her place, her house, just for friends and family. Started to add in that aromatherapy aspect, and her friends and family were kind of like, these things are cool. We're really loving your candles. And she's transitioned from 2012, and here we are a dozen years later. It's a full-time business. She has a whole slew of full-time employees based in Brooklyn. They hand pour all of these candles, true artisans, true people of the craft, and they add in all these beautiful scents and all these beautiful botanicals there to create a scent that is really unique. And it's going to be different than just the generic vanilla candle you pick up at your random store that's in a shopping center or a mall. I mean, this is really kind of getting down to the craft, getting down to the really cool stuff here with Brooklyn Candle Studio. So really love that story. We have the 4 scents here right in front of us. We have a variety of different sizes. What we're showcasing right now on MARKET.live is the single wick, and we also have the double wick. So the single wick is going to be those smaller containers that we have right there. That gives you up to 50 hours of burn time. And the double wick is a 13-ounce candle that's going to give you up to 70 hours of burn time. And if candles are not your thing, well, guess what? We got something else from Brooklyn Candle Studio. We've got this cool little diffuser here off to the side. And this is also going to be the Santorini. Now, how do you work the diffuser here? I guess I just take this top off and put one of these little diffuser sticks in. So let me pull that cork off here. And this Santorini diffuser, just like the candle, the scents that we're going to have are going to be Mediterranean fig, red currant, and amber sandalwood. So you just put a couple of those diffuser sticks in there. By the way, this is great for a bathroom, especially if you're going to have like a cocktail party. I'm going to slide this over and put this down on the end of the table here. So if you're going to have like a cocktail party, you're going to have some friends over for dinner, and you're a little, hey, I don't want to have the candle burning in a room that I'm not going to be in throughout the course of the night. This is a great option here for you to put in a bathroom or any other room. I know my kids, I have teenage daughters, and they're like, oh, why can't we have candles in our room? Well, I don't trust you as teenage girls to have that in your room. So that's why we get cool things like this, a diffuser to help pull all those scents out. So that's the Santorini scent that we have on the diffuser here. And this is what our show is all about right here. Market.live, Smitty's List, kicking off the day of broadcast shopping excellence right here on Market.live. Randy chiming in on our social media today saying he loves the diffusers, makes my entire house smell lovely. Yes, Randy, we do like to make your house smell lovely. And yeah, candles just add that little extra layer there. You always notice when you go to somebody's house where they have candles burning and you go, yeah, why doesn't my house smell like this? Why does my house smell like the stinky socks that just walked in from field hockey or lacrosse practice, or I went for a run and my shoes are soaking wet, or the dogs are wet and they've got that wet dog smell? Yeah, get some candles in your house and start to get some great scents there. And we've got Brooklyn Candle Studio here on Market.live on our day of broadcasting here Wednesday. So just a reminder, after we wrap things up here on Market.live for Smitty's List, the rest of the day, jam-packed with great shows. We've got the debut of BAM! Badass Moms with Jen Pierce coming up at 1:30. 3 o'clock, we got All Things Alley, also broadcasting out of this same studio, and then some more broadcasts taking place on the West Coast. If you're new to Market.live, we're just getting started, man. We're just getting warmed up. We are getting all kinds of brands coming to Market.live. This is the future of shopping right here. In fact, I had a conversation just yesterday with a huge tech brand, and they were talking to me about, hey, what's our future? What are we going to be looking at? And I was talking to them about, hey, this live shopping world, and they're like, yeah, we got to start looking into that. Yeah, you think you got to start looking into that? I mean, this is the way we shop now moving into the future. You can do it from your device. You do it from your computer. You get to learn all about these cool products. You get to learn about brands you otherwise are never going to be able to find out what they're all about. We can deep dive into them here on Market.live. And hey, if you're watching on social media, make sure you tune on over to Market.live if you love these amazing candles. That's where you'll be able to buy these products. Market.live. You can find us here, and you can find the whole array of products that we have from Brooklyn Candle Studio. So we have the single wick candles, we have the double wick candles, and then we even have some triple wick candles. So it's all depending on what your budget is, how big of a candle you want, and how much burn time you want. But we have all of them going here, and what's really neat is we've got this blend of different scents wafting through our studio. They blend really well, which is nice. I would think for most people, maybe they want to stick with one scent or rotate candles in and out, or maybe have one scent in one room and then a different scent in a different room. But who doesn't like to relax at the end of the day, have some candles burning, add that great scent to your house? This is a cool way to do it with Brooklyn Candle Studio. Sally chiming in saying she loves the packaging. Thanks, Sally. That's a neat thing, too. I mean, there's really a lot of simplicity and a lot of kind of non-clutter with the packaging right here. And one of the things I noticed with this one here, with the pine or the fern and moss rather, of they have all their scents on the side, and then it's a simple check of the box to let you know which one it is. What that tells me is, yeah, this is a small company. This is somebody hand folding these boxes and using a pen to check off on the list of, yeah, that's our scent for this one. And that's what this is all about. It's a small company based in Brooklyn, New York, created by a woman who was big into the finance and tech world and said, yeah, I want to get creative. I want to go to something passionate that I love. And she's doing that with candles. Started off just doing it for friends, and now she's grown it into this really cool brand, Brooklyn Candle Studio. Amazing scent. So let's do a recap of what we have currently in front of us here. So our first scent right here, the fern and the moss, and I'm going to pick it up and read to you what those different scents are. So the fern and moss is going to start off with sage and lavender at the top layer. The second layer is going to be spruce and pine, and the base layer excuse me, is going to be oak moss. And we're showing it to you in the 7.5 ounce size. By the way, I love the cool photos they provided for us as well there, Brooklyn Candle Studio. So 3 different layers, and they are going to kind of mix together as you start to burn down this candle. So as we're burning this one right here, we're getting that sage and the lavender smell. It smells absolutely spectacular. That is my leader, by the way. That's my favorite right there, that fern and moss. And we showcase it here on the 7.5 ounce size. Next up, we've got the dual wick one right here, and this is the Brooklyn scent. And that starts off with an orange blossom and neroli. Next up, the middle layer is leather and cassis. And that's a black currant mixed with that leather there. So that's really kind of a strong masculine scent there you get in the middle layer. And then it finishes up with wild sage and patchouli. What a cool combination there. Starting off with the citrus, then going to the leather and the black currant, and then wrapping it up with wild sage and patchouli. So really a unique combination. What I like about Brooklyn Candle Studio, you're going to get scents here that you're not going to find with a lot of traditional candle makers, and you're not going to find in a lot of traditional stores where it's like, yeah, we've got the evergreen, we've got the lavender, we've got vanilla. And it's going to be like a solid purple candle and a solid white candle and a solid green. All of these have that soft white kind of look to them, and they're going to have beautiful mixes and blends that are coming together. Next up, after our Brooklyn Sunday morning. Who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like a relaxing Sunday morning, kicking back on the couch, cup of coffee, dog laying on your lap, and you're experiencing pear and bergamot as your top layer, followed by jasmine and gardenia, and then some amber woods for the base layer. So again, 3 layers in every single size that we have here on MARKET.live. The small sizes, 7.5 ounces. The mediums are going to be 13 ounces, and we have bigger sizes as well. And then our last one, our last scent that we have here is the Santorini. That starts off with a Mediterranean fig, followed by some red currants, and the base layer of amber and sandalwood. So really unique combinations. Again, going from fig to currant to the amber and sandalwood. All of these made at Brooklyn Candle Studios in Brooklyn, New York. Artisans, real people making really cool products and cool candles. And lastly, we have the diffuser available as well. And that's also going to be with those same scents that we showed right here. So that's going to be our diffuser. We're going to have a variety of these different wooden stakes to put in there as well to pull out those colors, or rather pull out those scents. And that's going to be some beautiful scents as well. Diffusers are great to have around the house if you don't want to have things burning, which obviously makes sense, especially if it's a room you're not in. So I love these for bathrooms. I love when you have that dinner party, or you just have that little powder room off to the side that people stop by the house. They need to use the bathroom. You want to have a nice fresh scent when they walk in the door. That's a way to do it right there with Brooklyn Candle Studio. So just to dig in again, the brand, this is started by a woman who was in finance and tech, a UVA grad. Her name is Tamara Main. And she said, look, I need a creative outlet. I can't just be crunching numbers, and I can't just be all about the Benjamins and making the money. I got to do something creative for me. She started this company in 2012, just hand pouring candles for friends and family. Now all of a sudden it's a business. I mean, aren't those the stories you love to hear? Aren't those the ones that are just like, yeah, I don't want to just keep grinding at my job. I want to do something that's self-satisfying. And that's how she got into the candle business and the aromatherapy and just adding these fun little scents and this cool little relaxing vibe that we can create in our worlds nowadays because of scents and because of beautiful candles. So again, go to MARKET.live. If you're watching us on my Instagram channel, I appreciate you checking us out. If you're watching us elsewhere, we really appreciate it. But really where you have to go to get these awesome deals on MARKET.live is go to MARKET.live. We're doing the live broadcast of Smitty's List right now. And just pick the candle, the scent, and the size that you're looking for from Brooklyn Candle Company. You got yourself an awesome candle, right? That's some cool stuff. That's what we do on Smitty's List. All right, so anyway, February is the month that you stay inside. February is that miserable month where you start dreaming about spring, but you put your toe outside and you say it's not quite there yet. What do we have coming up in February? Well, selfishly, we got my anniversary, which doesn't really affect you unless you want to send me something. That'd be nice. My wife might question that. We've got Valentine's Day. We've got Mardi Gras. We've got Ash Wednesday. We've got a Super Bowl coming up. We've got jam-packed stuff coming up in the month of February, and you want to sit down and relax after some of those chaotic days and nights, why not do it with great candles? Hey, this is our last show before the Super Bowl, isn't it? Considering the Super Bowl is Sunday, we're not going on again?
I'm going to say yes.
So, Rizzo, who do you have for your Super Bowl pick?
KC.
You're going KC?
I just have Niners can't win.
Niners can't win.
No, I just don't want that to happen.
Why don't you want that to happen?
I don't like them. I don't like their fans.
You don't like the Niners and you don't like their fans.
You're that little crybaby, you hurt our quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah, I like Andy Reid. You know.
All right, so Rizzo is sticking with his Eagle fan route. So because of some animosity between the 49ers and the Eagles a couple of years ago, and because Andy Reid's the coach of Kansas City, he used to coach for. I heard Taylor Swift may have an impact on the Super Bowl. Taylor Swift is playing for the Chiefs. George, who do you got in the Super Bowl?
I got to go with the Chiefs.
You're going with the Chefs as well, huh?
Yeah.
Have you seen that Snickers commercial, by the way, talking about the where they paint the end zone? It's a whole.
Oh, yeah, the chefs.
Yeah, so the whole theme, the chefs. So the whole theme of the commercial, and Snickers did a series of these like probably about 10 years ago or so. And the whole tagline was, you're going to be there for a while, so you might as well have a Snickers because you're going to be there for a while. And the guy paints the end zone, and he spells it wrong, and he says chefs. So they redid that ad with the Kansas City coach, Andy Reid, now in it. And the whole point is the guy paints the end zone, then Andy Reid goes, this looks great, but who are the chefs? Because he left the I out of it. So, yeah, really cool. Really cool. Every time I think of the Chiefs, I think of the chefs now because of that. Yeah, that was the guy's first and last day for that job. I've got family in Kansas, and they're in Kansas City, but on the Kansas side in Kansas City. So that makes me lean towards the Chiefs. But I got some friends in San Francisco, too. I got my college roommates in San Francisco and some friends out there. So I honestly don't care. I'm hoping for a good game, but it's not any of the teams that I really care about. So, yeah, it's one of those hoping for a good game. I'm sure we're going to get overkill with Taylor Swift. Did she make it? Is she there in time? I don't know. By the way, huge bets on Taylor Swift and what she's going to do, what she's going to wear, if she's going to make it on time. I love those obscure bets they have with the Super Bowl. Just random cool things that inspire me and make me happy. So anyway, it's Smitty's List. What else do you want me to talk about? I'm talking about Smitty. That's what I do. So anyway, that's going to pretty much wrap it up here for another great edition of the coolest show on Wednesdays at noon on MARKET.live. That's right. It's Smitty's List. Jam-packed day. Make sure you tune back in at 1:30, the debut of Badass Moms with Jen Pierce. All things Alley coming up at 3 o'clock. And if you're looking for some great candles, we have spent the kickoff of this day on MARKET.live showcasing the Brooklyn Candle Studio. Really a startup kind of company, all about doing it the right way. Handcrafted scents. Every one of these candles, you're seeing the 7.5 ounce size, up to the 13-ounce size. Every one of these candles is hand poured. Every one of them has 3 different layers of scents, beautiful combinations, totally unique candles. And if you want to have that perfect scent inside of your home, go to MARKET.live, check out the scents, check out the size that you want, mix and match them, and we also have the diffuser as well. So brilliant scents, 3 different layers on every single one of them. Pick out the one that works best for you. And what I love about Brooklyn Candle Studio, they're really inspired by nature and by travel. Every one of these candles, petroleum-free, soy wax, 100% soy wax, phthalate-free as well. We have lead-free wicks, too, so it's really much more of a natural burn. Instead of dumping all those chemicals into your house, it's something that's much more natural and safe to have in your environment, and that's what we really like about this company. So thanks for tuning in to Smitty's List. We'll see you next Wednesday, Ash Wednesday. The Super Bowl will be done. Mardi Gras will be done. It's going to be another great show on MARKET.live. So thanks for tuning in. Smitty's List coming to you live on MARKET.live, the cool place to shop. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next week, everybody. Enjoy the Super Bowl and have yourself an awesome week. We'll see you soon.